What up, collective? What is going on? It's your girl, Tracy, Ascension 225 Tarot and Oracle. Nice to have you back, guys. Nice to see you again. Anyway, I just wanted to do a really short video, because, as a collective, as a tribe, it's always good to learn new things and be able to, grow, as spirits. I think that's one of the things that we're put on this earth to do. And that is to continue to grow our souls, continue to grow our spirits. And I know a lot of times, we know what astrology is. We know, we've heard of numerology, or we do know what numerology is. But how much do you delve into it, right? Aside from reading your horoscopes, maybe in the newspaper or online, maybe every once in a while coming across something about numerology, but to really, really, really study it, that's something, along with divination, that's something that I'm starting to get into more myself. And it's just so interesting how everything plays a part. You've got the 12 zodiac signs, you've got the 12 planets, you've got numerology and how important certain numbers are in our lives, especially master numbers like 444, 111, and all that other stuff. How these numbers really play a major, major part in our everyday lives, right? Who knew? But there is such an order, kind of like there's such an order to the spiritual realm. Everything has a purpose. Everything that the divine has created has a purpose. And it's so orderly. It's more orderly than this Malkuth, this earth. It's much more orderly than that, and vast. So, along with me learning new things, I wanted to also pass that on to my viewers. And this will also, not only your astrology and the energy of reading tarot and stuff like that, but how do the planetary alignments and shifts and transits and moon cycles, how does that all affect us as human beings, right? It has a big effect on us. We all know that the moon has an effect. We all know that the incoming tides and the receding tides have an effect on energy, on us as human beings. So I wanted to delve a little deeply for the rest of April, which is going to be a very fortunate month for a lot of the collective out there. So it's best to capitalize on it, but it's also good to know what planets are in the mix, what's the driving force behind us, and everything like that. So real quick, okay. So everyone has a north node and a south node. And in tarot, you hear people talking about, the north node, follow the north node, right? Well, I'll tell you exactly what the north node is. And then I will show you what your opposite sign is, what your north node sign is, what your south node sign is. Okay, so the north node represents your stretch goal. It's called a stretch goal in this lifetime. It is a karmic challenge for our spiritual growth. So those things that appear before us that challenge us in a good way to heighten our spirits and our souls, to elevate ourselves is what we're doing. And stuff like divination, your spiritual growth, going to church and all that other stuff helps to elevate your north node and helps for that spiritual growth. So the placements in your particular sign and a particular house represents how and where we all, as human beings and as spirits, need to grow, right? And your south node is your karmic lesson, those things about yourself that may not necessarily be pleasant. It may be like your shadow side, right? So the South Node represents what we fear. It represents your energetic habit to release in this lifetime, and that is releasing the things that we fear, the things that keep us in the shadows, the things that keep us stagnant and stuck, like ego and pride and all that other stuff. The signs, your sign, and also the houses that your South Node is in reveal what behaviors make us feel safe and what makes us feel conflicted and traps us, so that it stagnates our soul's growth. Okay, so, and it's just stuff that needs to be released. If you walk around always relying on your ego to direct your every move instead of relying and co-creating with Holy Spirit, then that is you're operating like in your South Node, right? And that obviously is something that you were put on this earth to work on. Ego is like edging God out. So if you walk around in pride and ego all the time, when do you have time to listen to the divine and take advice from the Holy Spirit? So that is considered your South Node. And I would definitely, if you want to know more about it, I will definitely be speaking more about the North and South Nodes, so we can all learn together. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, is learning and passing that information on to help other people grow. You lifting that other person by the hand and pulling them up on a spiritual level. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. This is for all earth signs. Over here, this is your North Node signs. The things that you embrace about yourself, your karmic gifts, your challenges that help in a good way, that help your spirit grow. So these are the North Nodes signs, and these are your opposite signs, your polar opposite signs. These are your South Node signs. The Taurus is Scorpio, Virgo, Pisces, Capricorn is Cancer. So that's really funny how all earth signs have all water signs as their polar opposite, as their South Node signs. And I'm wondering, is because, earth signs tend to be in their heads a lot, analytical, and use their logic and make head over heart decisions. So it's really curious that the opposite signs for the grounded earth signs are water signs, the emotional type of signs, because water represents emotions and love and stuff like that. And of course, these are side by side. Water and earth, they match each other. And then you've got the air signs, and all the air signs have fire signs. So air helps move the fire, which I just thought that was really, really interesting. So Gemini is Sagittarius, Libra is Aries, and Aquarians are Leo energy, your South Nodes, and this is the fire signs, respectively. So if you never knew that you had a South Node sign, or what your opposite sign was, these are what they are. Very interesting. So whenever you watch divination, whenever you watch tarot readings, you might also want to check out your South Node sign too, because, sometimes I resonate more with the Sagittarian energy than I may identify with the Gemini energy, you know what I'm saying, which is my sun, moon, rising. So yeah, you may want to check out the opposite sign, and that may resonate more with, what's going on with you at this particular time. All right. And now, just a few planetary updates for you guys. I was saying in my videos the other day that I think as of April 5th, Venus kind of slid into Pisces. It made its way through all of the astrological signs, and the last sign, number 12, is Pisces. This transit can be very, very beautiful because, you know, Venus is all about, it's the planet of love, right? Amore and je t'aime and all that other stuff. Those feel good, beautiful feelings. So Venus is now in Pisces, and Pisces is a water sign. So you've got beauty, you've got emotion, you've got love, you know, and admiration and all these other types of feelings, because Venus is the planet of love and affection. This transit can be beautiful and healing, pulling on north nodes, which are considered faces of the moon, the different faces of the moon. So I've heard. All right. So during this time period, which I'm not exactly sure when Venus slides out of Pisces yet, but during this time period, you'll be more creative and maybe a little more sensitive. Your romantic life may get cosmic pushes to improve it, to work harder at it, to be more romantic, to really appreciate the beauty of the other person in your life. Let me see. Giving to others comes a lot easier, and could make your bonds more solid and more powerful, which, you know, the last few years has been really hard on many, many people. And God knows a lot of relationships didn't make it through COVID. You know what I'm saying? On top of the fact that millions and millions of people lost people that they loved tremendously over the last 2 years. So it's been really a difficult struggle for a lot of us. I mean, I was talking to a friend earlier, and I was like, you know, I got a new job, you know, so I had to go shopping for like business clothes, you know, and I haven't done that in like 7 or 8 years. And I know during COVID, I don't know about you guys, but I know I gained a few pounds, COVID pounds, over the last 2 years. The stress and the anxiety and the fear of the unknown and all that other stuff. I have gained a few pounds, which I am desperately working on losing. But I'm still beautiful no matter what my weight is, and so are you. But anyway, it just goes to solidify the fact that the last few years has been very, very difficult on most of this entire planet. Okay, love, feeling more deep feelings of love, being able to forgive, being able to understand other people, maybe being able to put yourself in other people's shoes. Maybe you weren't able to do that before. And also with yourself, feelings of self-worth, feelings of self-confidence, that self-esteem, taking that good hard look in the mirror and, you know, realizing that it's important to love on yourself first and foremost, because if you don't love yourself, then it's impossible to love other people on a very deep cellular level. This transit is going to be super powerful from April the 22nd. So put this down on your calendars, from April 22nd through April 30th. Venus will be close to Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces. All right. And today's the 12th. So as of yesterday, Saturn is Saturn is square into the North Node. The planet can create difficulties. Saturn can create. Let me back up. Saturn is a very kind of like edgy type of planet. It's not like Venus, that's all about beauty and about love and you know, those feel good feelings. Saturn it'll jostle you a little bit. It'll make you feel uncomfortable. at times. It can create difficulties in your life, in your relationships, with your job, in your finances. Yeah, there can be some real struggles in those areas. There could be adversity, some grief, and maybe, maybe acknowledgement of some closures that need to be made, mending fences, and some closures in some of your relationships, or it could be closure with a job. Like I just said, I just got a new job, and I really felt like it, for my old position that I'd been at for almost 8 years, it was time for closure. It was time for I mean, there was nothing else that I could add to that position, what I'm saying, to that work experience. So my spirit and soul said, you know what, it's time for you to embrace the new. So, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And I would certainly suggest embracing the new in your lives as well. All right. So, with all of these difficult feelings of feeling maybe overwhelmed or in conflict or dealing with difficulties, grief, whatever, patience is needed while Saturn is in the building. Okay. Saturn is considered Lord of Karma and Justice. Did you know that? I didn't know that. So the planet Saturn is considered the Lord of Karma and Justice. Maybe that's why we keep seeing all of these karmic law cards coming out in the tarot readings. I've seen the Justice card and the Judgment card come out quite a bit lately. So, and maybe that's because Saturn is in the building. Learning how to face difficulties and overcome them forces, like I said earlier, to look in the mirror, maybe come to some maybe not so easy decisions, maybe some difficult decisions, whether it has to do with a relationship or a job or your situation, whatever, to be able to come up with some solutions. So I'm reading off my notes, guys, sorry. But with the conflict, if you do experience any conflict and any struggles during this time while Saturn is in square node, it's a time for trying to be more forgiving, try to be more understanding, compromising. Like I said, seeing somebody else's point of view is always helpful, especially needed when you're dealing with relationships. And it's just not love relationships. It's any type of relationship that you hold dear to your heart. Time for compromise, understanding, patience, and a lot of love. So, and I think on the 27th, we've also got, I think it's going to be Venus, Saturn, Jupiter are all going to be like all together. It's going to be a trine of planets. So just so you know, and I think that starts April the 27th. So, but anyway, I just thought this was really, really interesting information. And, I'm like a sponge. I always like to soak up information, especially when it comes to, we're so much more than just a body. We're a spirit, and we're governed by different things in the spiritual world. The numbers, the planets, the tides, everything works together. You know what I'm saying? And affects us all. So, whatever information that I learn as a collective, I feel like I want to be able to pass that on. And if you have anything that you would like to pass on to me, I would greatly appreciate that. So that's it, you guys. That's what's going on in the universe right now. And if you're wondering, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling disjointed? Why am I feeling this, or why am I feeling that? That could be these planetary changes and transits and trines and all this other stuff that's going on. Maybe the reason why. And Saturn has a great part to play in any sort of upheaval or unrest or conflict that you may be feeling. But the Venus, hopefully the Venus that's in Pisces, can help you focus more on those feel-good feelings and those love feelings and acceptance feelings, rather than the conflict and some of the upheaval. So anyways, you guys, it's been a pleasure talking to you. My name is Tracy. You know I love you guys. Come back and see your girl at Ascension 225 Tarot and Oracle. Until we meet again, collective, take care. Namaste. Thanks.